Hey everyone, Georgetown Soaps here. I am making a new batch of Celestial Waters bath bombs, and these are one of my best-selling fragrances. The description is fresh mountain springs, hemlock, honeysuckle, and magnolia. Not sure that the fragrance description does much justice to it, but it's a nice, real clean, fresh scent. Um, and it's pretty unisex, so I think everyone really likes it. And I am using the certified bath bomb color from BeScented. It's the Blue Lake 5. So if you're selling bath bombs and you're using lakes, just make sure that you are using the certified ones. It's just one of those FDA rules. And so what I'm doing here is I had pre-measured all of my dry ingredients. I feel like that's kind of like the most time-consuming part of the whole process of making the bath bombs. So I had pre-measured everything, pre-weighed everything, and now I'm just kind of incorporating it and mixing everything together with my hands. I prefer doing it with my hands versus the mixer. Just personal preference, and trying to get any remaining clumps out. I do sift everything as I put it in, so I sift the baking soda, I sift the citric acid, but once in a while you still get some clumps, little white clumps, but not that big of a deal to just kind of sift through them. Now on this I'm going to show you how to use the 3D bath bomb molds from BeScented. I'm not going to give you the recipe. If you want to join the Patreon group, I'll put a link below. For $6 a month, you get access to this recipe and a ton of other recipes. The other option is BeScented has a bath bomb class, and I teach this recipe in that class. And that class is kind of always ongoing. It's a Facebook group, and the videos are pre-recorded, so you can always just join that group and join to pay the class fee and then join the group. And you can start and kind of go at your own pace, but it's a pretty foolproof recipe. And these bath bomb molds are fantastic. I used to use the stainless steel ones, and just these are much easier. And so this is my oils and butters that I'm mixing in here. I like to kind of do all the wet stuff at the end. And I always see these people saying that you need to add the citric acid at the very end. I completely disagree. I don't know why some people think that makes a difference, kind of when you're mixing in the dry ingredients. I've tried adding it in, and it doesn't make a difference. In fact, I feel like it makes it more complicated. But this is my fragrance, my polysorbate. So now that I've got all of that in, I'm just gonna, really mix in all of the wet and dry, make sure it's fully incorporated, and then we're good to go with the mold. As I said, I've tried using presses. I don't like them. I prefer hand molding. Now, if I were trying to do thousands of molds, I'd probably figure out thousands of bath bombs, I'd probably figure out how to use a multi, press. But if you're just, smaller batches, these 3D molds are fantastic. I used to use the stainless steel molds from BeScented. I still have them and I still like them, but I feel like the 3D molds are a lot easier. You get more consistent, and you get, I don't know, I feel like they're easier to unmold. But that being said, I figured out how to really use them. The nice thing with the BeScented bath bomb, the 3D molds, there's tons of designs. So you can get hearts, stars, various sizes of the shapes. I tend to standardize kind of my bath bombs on the 60 millimeter bath bomb mold, and it produces a 4.5 to 5 ounce bath bomb. And it really just depends how big you make your satin ring, how big it is. So I just always sell my bath bombs at 4.5, but I know they're probably closer to 5. But you always want, if you're selling, you just want to have the lower weight versus the higher weight. And so the mix is looking pretty good. Just gonna add a little bit more liquid, just to get a little bit wetter, and then I think we're gonna be good to go. But like I said, BeScented has tons of designs. Snowmen. I know they've got snowmen, Christmas trees, pumpkins. I will do some pumpkin bath bomb molds. I will do some pumpkins for the holiday season, so that I will do, and then I'll do some snowmen as well. And then I do the hearts. But they've got tons of flowers, tons of really fun shapes. And they're all easy to use and easy to work with. And so the basic theory behind these molds, if you just kind of use the same technique, you're good to go. So what you want to do is, you've got the 3 pieces of the mold. You've got the top, the bottom, and then the cylinder. And you want to fill the bottom piece, fill the mold, and you don't want to pack it in. Just kind of gently fill it in. And then once it's level on the top, you want to mound it. That's the key. If you don't mound it, it's not going to work. And I look like I'm pressing hard. I'm really not pressing hard. I don't know why it kind of looks that way, but they're pretty easy to do. Right now my right thumb is kind of jammed. I fell and I jammed it up, but I'm still able to use these molds, so it's not that big of a deal. And I know a bunch of people who use citric acid, or who've got arthritis, are able to use them as well. So what you want to do is just kind of slide the sleeve back and forth, and you get rid of some of the excess material, and then tap, tap, tap. Just kind of releases it. The stainless steel molds you could squeeze to release them, but with these you have to tap, just release it. And there you go. It's a perfect, smooth bath bomb. First try. And so again, the technique for all of the BeScented 3D bath bomb molds, it's the same. You want to just fill up the mold, don't overstuff it, don't overpack it, get it level, and then just mound. And however much you mound on top is how big your Saturn ring is going to be. So if you don't want a big Saturn ring, don't do a lot of mounding, but you do need to mound a little bit so that it works properly with the mold and it fills up the mold. And just little tap, tap, tap. And then there you go. Perfect mold. Perfect bath bomb. And my one pet peeve with people who make bath bombs on YouTube: wear gloves. I don't know why people think they don't need to wear gloves. Please, please, please wear gloves. They're not expensive. And quite frankly, I mean, this stuff destroys your nails, destroys your fingernail polish. I don't know why you wouldn't want to. Your hands would probably be pretty stained, but hey. And you just slide. I like to slide it 3 or 4 times. I don't know why that one got stuck a little bit, but not that big of a deal. And tap, tap, tap. And I don't get crazy if my Saturn ring on one is a little bit bigger than the other. I just kind of eyeball it. I'm a lot quicker than if I had to sit there and weigh them out and measure them. So I just kind of roll with it. All right, so now you kind of understand how to use the molds. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of music on for you guys, and you can continue watching, and I'll be back at the end. All right, and so I have just a little bit of mix left. I know it's not enough to make a full bath bomb using this mold, so I'm going to grab the gemstone mold from BeScented. And again, same technique, same everything with it, and it's a cute little gemstone. So I'll just kind of have one random gemstone bath bomb, but that's okay. I'm sure it will sell out very quickly. Just you take one and everyone seems to want that. And this one, I think it's closer to like a 4-ounce bath bomb, 3.5, 4 ounce. But again, it just depends how much you put in the mix. And it's a very, very cute mold. And, you know, kind of at the end, my mix was drying out. So I just kind of put a little bit of extra rubbing alcohol into it just to kind of make sure that it molds easily and comes out easily. Scraping the last of it. And you just press, slide it through. You can see not a huge Saturn ring. It's just kind of based on the material that I had left. So you can definitely make these bath bombs a little bit bigger. And there you go. Perfect gemstone. And it looks like on the bottom it was just a little too wet, so you can see a couple spots, but no big deal. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you on the next video.